smart as you folks are and as brilliant as you can see the next year, there's no way your company's going to really thrive or succeed unless you really deal with all those people at the other end of that camera. They have to understand what happened here. They have to see what you actually have come up with and really kind of give you the feedback and also evolve the ideas in a way that really makes your company thrive over the long run. What I'm going to do, though, is talk about a series of paradigm shifts in the media, in politics, and now I'm saying it's actually coming to problem solving in the broadest sense, getting more people actively involved in solving a big challenge. It has happened in media. All the 20th century medias were broadcast, essentially centralized broadcast systems from newspapers and broadcast television, books, magazines, all of them. They are decimated, and they are being now superseded by an engaged media, a media that actually connects with people that people can get involved with. It's about people connecting and engaging their material. If you took the biggest countries in the world, Facebook is now the third biggest country in the world, 300 million people. That's because they're adding 700,000 people a day. What I also was involved with the last 4 years is essentially the old way of doing politics, very centralized top-down way of doing politics, was demolished by essentially a technologically enhanced, decentralized way that engaged way more people in the process of politics. But the final thing I'm going to end up with is how this is now hitting large-scale problem solving. What we're watching here is there is a next wave of tools that is going to allow a lot more sophisticated involvement of a lot more people in things from everything from solving strategies of companies to solving policies and ultimate solutions for the whole way countries can even work. Coming from Silicon Valley, there is an explosion of new work around web collaboration is the general way to think about it. One of the big companies is Google Wave, and it's essentially a platform that allows all kinds of these apps to do little pieces of collaboration. Well, I'm gonna figure out a way to do a whiteboard. I'm gonna figure out a way to vote. I'm gonna figure out a way to do all the little nuanced things you have to do in face-to-face communication. And what's gonna happen is they have to figure out ways to get all the decisions out of just the few and the small kind of group of consultants and figure out a way that how do you start to get a much larger pool of human resources. To do that, you have to figure out how do you get everything going on here amongst your 300 top people in the company and get them to actually get all 20,000 people working on it here. So the way to do this is video. Because video is cheap, and there's a next kind of generation of web-savvy video journalist types, you're able to capture much more nuance of what happens, get it onto the web, so that the people on the web can build off what happens in these environments. They have to get it. They have to feel it. They have to feel like it's open and connected to it. I get it. I'm there, in order for them to do anything significant and to really give you the kind of value you want later on. And so that's what you need is that video. Now, what we've done here is we've built it on Google Wave, and so from our point of view, there's a larger way to weave from the offline physical meetings to online kind of involvement. There's a way to kind of take large, complicated problems and drive through, ultimately, to much more sophisticated solutions. And we're basically saying, through the video here, we're gonna package that in a way that actually is easily digestible, many different entertaining, interesting ways that your entire company can then basically understand what's going on there. You really want people to understand fully and engage and want real serious feedback on? It's on a platform that allows hundreds of people, thousands of people to scale up problem solving in your company. This is the way you gotta go. Think about setting the context for the other people to contribute. Think about not just telling them what you're doing, but engaging them to work on these in the long run.